Hello all YouTubers, the Weather Dude here with your exact weather forecast for your exact location. I am giving you a front yard view of out of my house with Winter Storm Scott and the treacherous snowfall it is producing. Do not tune out because right after I show you my front yard view, there will be my premiere, which is a live coverage of Winter Storm Scott. So stay tuned for that. So I am showing you a front yard view of outside of my house, Winter Storm Scott. And you can see there's a lot of snowfall coming down. Okay, and this is a lot of accumulation for temperatures being in the above 32. This is a lot of snowfall. Okay, you can see the grass is covered. Okay, sidewalks are covered. My driveway is covered. You can see people across the street. Okay, that car trying to pull out there. But overall, the driveways and the grass is covered, and the worst is still yet to come. So please be very careful if you're in the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and New England with the potential for snow and ice that could be coming down very heavily at rates of 1 inch an hour at times. So stay tuned for that as you now watch my premiere live coverage of Winter Storm Scott. As always, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and ring the bell notifications. Now, let me introduce you to my premiere.
Hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning back into my special coverage of Winter Storm Scott for today, March 3rd, 2019. Excuse me. So, today's presentation, obviously we're going to talk about Winter Storm Scott. And as I am looking outside of my house right now, even though temperatures are above freezing, the snow is starting to stick to the road, and I will bring up a video as well. And the snow is starting to fall really hard, and it's starting to accumulate in grassy surfaces and the roadways as well. So stay tuned for that. As always, please subscribe and ring the bell notifications. Okay, never miss one of my videos again. So we're gonna look at the tropical tidbits and also some other models. Okay, one of the models being the Gfs model. Okay, so you can see. So this is for the 18Z latest run we have. And you do see we have some snow for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Right there we are. Now for where I am, it is saying rain, but really it was a brief shot of rain for where I was, and it was right over the snow, and it was really heavy snow. The flakes were really big. So they were, like a lot of the other meteorologists were right in the fact that it was starting as rain, but it was a quick shot of rain and drizzle, and it was right over the snow. And it's been snowing ever since. It's been snowing like over here since like 2 o'clock, 2:30. And it's been accumulating pretty good for temperatures being above 33, 34. So you can see the low pressure system sitting down in central North Carolina. It's going to kind of make a turn like this. Some areas, especially like northern Maryland, central Jersey, maybe even the southern tip of Pennsylvania, parts of Delaware, could briefly change over to rain. I'm saying it's going to be a very brief changeover. But because temperatures are going to stay low, and after the sun sets, it's going to really be a low chance for rain. It's going to be higher chances for snow. And like I've told you guys in the past, if you're one of those people that watches a lot of my videos, I've told you that closer to that rain-snow line, you're going to find these heavier and steadier pockets of snowfall. There's more atmospheric moisture. If you are watching this video like a live premiere, just put your location in the live chat, and I will try and tell you your forecast based on where you are. And if you're not watching this live as a premiere, just leave your location in the comments section below, and I will try my best to get back to you on your forecast for this storm and beyond. So, as for Gfs Total Snowfall, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches potentially. And I believe this is total. I believe this is not additional. This is total. And up in areas like Boston now, maybe 6, 7, 8 inches. I will look at the National Weather Service, where for my location, the whole storm I've been calling for about 6 to 8 inches. So hopefully they're right. And you can see Nova Scotia over there getting about a good 9 to 14 inches. Okay, but we are focusing on the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast for now. As for the FV3 Gfs model, sorry, it's on the wrong model. So FV3 Gfs, okay, it's kind of calling for the same thing, and I've been happy with the FV3 Gfs now because they're like when the Gfs used to come out with their runs, okay, FV3 Gfs would be way behind them. They would always they would come out like 25, 30, 35 minutes after the Gfs model did, and it was really annoying. But now they actually come out right at about the same time, and I'm very happy about that. So good for the FV3 Gfs model. Okay. So on the 18Z run, this is actually radar, although it's not quite as accurate as other simulated radars. But look at this huge, heavy band of snow. Well, it's not huge, but it's a very heavy band of snow. Setting up around JFK, LaGuardia. I think it's just south of Central Park, but maybe some moderate snow over Central Park, but just to the south. And maybe parts of western Long Island, some very heavy snow. And again, you see that yellow pocket of rain. Okay, the heavy rain. You get enough cold air in there, it's going to go from heavy rain to heavy snow. More atmospheric moisture. So as we head through time, and this goes by a 6-hour loop, I will show you other models as well. Go briefly flip over rain, and then go right over back to snow on its backside. However, what I don't like about this model is it usually has a cold and snowy bias, but actually it doesn't. I mean, even though it's saying snow off the coast of Maine, down East Maine, it's transferring like most of southeastern Massachusetts over to a very heavy rain. And the Cape Cod I do see getting rain, but like interior southeastern Massachusetts, like this area, like these areas right here, I don't really see it going over the rain. Same thing with Rhode Island. At the coast, yes, but I really don't think they're gonna go over to rain, or at least not much of it. So as for total snowfall for you guys, according to this model, okay, it's still saying a good foot. Okay, that doesn't factor in the rainfall that they are calling for, air quotes. But you can see a good 6 inches plus potentially. Okay, as a total, and I kind of do agree with that. I don't think it's going to be quite that high. As for the NAM 12K model, don't look at the map, don't want to spoil it. But, sorry, it's been spoiled. Okay, so let's just see this first. Sorry, I might have to switch back to radar. But you can see a whole big band of 6 inches plus right here. Okay, NAM kind of has a snowy bias as well. But this storm from my house had actually been calling for a lot more rain. So that's actually pretty shocking. But you do see it will be a snowy event. Okay, so let's look at their radar. And you can see some very heavy and moderate bands of snow. Okay, I've been watching like Action News and NBC 10 and, well, not really Channel 3, but NBC 10 and Channel 6. At least because we live in the east, so we've been watching that for the past couple of days. But you can see heavy snow. I think they're kind of pushing that rain snow line a little too far to the north. I think the rain snow line will get right on the I-95 corridor. Okay, so basically that's like right there. So I think that's where the rain snow line will get. I don't think it's going to get that far. So they're saying it's going to go in like past Westchester and then like around Westchester or Reading. I don't think it's going to get up that far. And if we look for the same exact hour, so picture this right now, and then we're going to go over the 2-meter temperatures, the actual temperatures. And you can see, even though they're saying it's going to go over the rain, temperatures are still 32, 33 degrees. So I think it's going to stay snow. I think they cut that wrong there, because the Weather Channel, okay, let's take that for example. At least for my house, they've been calling for, it was calling for rain, like at the exact moment, like around 3 o'clock, it was calling for rain. It was 36 degrees with a rain icon, and it was actually snowing very heavy outside. So if it says 33 and it's raining, I think it's certainly going to be snow. I think the models are something going up the NAM about switching over to rains. I don't think it will. But you can see the cold air comes right on the backside. Single digits up in Michigan. I'm not saying that's too abnormal, but it's a little cruel. You can see air is getting in the 20s, and this isn't even the coldest part of the day. Okay, this is the coldest part of the day, right here, right around there. So around 13Z, 12Z on Monday, it's typically the coldest part of the day. And we're in the teens, and guess what? It's only going to get worse. At my house, okay, and I'm not too far from the Atlantic coastline. I mean, I'm pretty far. But it's going to drop into the single digits Wednesday night as actual temperatures. Wind chills will probably get below 0. So this is in telecast. I know a lot of people like to use in telecast, so I will use it as well. I think it's a really good radar. I do not believe, and if someone disagrees with me, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, but I do not believe they provide future radar, which kind of upsets me. I've been looking for future radar, but I don't think it provides it, which is okay. So you can see here's that change over to snow, and even just west of Dover, it actually kind of changed over a little bit of snow. DC, all metro area, you are all rain. And these areas and these kind of winter storms, the mountains of Western Virginia, West Virginia, typically we're getting ice with a lot of these storms. So a lot of ice for you guys this year. We've really been overachieving on ice. Basically, a big area of snowfall is on the picture right now. And one thing I do want to draw your attention to is just west of Tom's River, like Staffton Township, New Jersey. You can see this little band of yellow. Okay, don't look at the blue yet. I want you to look at the yellow, where it says heavy rain, which is like a steady, moderate heavy rain. There has been a little push of cold air coming down this column right here, right like that. And that has helped to change that heavy rain right over to a very heavy snow. You can tell by the dark blue shadings. So if you're in an area of moderate to heavy rain, and you get a little push of cold air through the column of the atmosphere, you will change right over to heavy snow. Just something to draw your attention to. Okay, now I'm going to take you city by city on weather.gov as we continue our live coverage of Winter Storm Scott. We're going to start with the areas of Down East Maine. We're going to work our way down to 95. Okay, so let's start with Down East Maine. So if you're a weather forecaster like myself, click on your area. And in the east, since they do not provide weather story, go down here and click on winter weather, and then you will easily be provided with expected snowfall totals. So expected snowfall. Okay, actually I'm not gonna do point. I like range better. I just like range better because it kind of describes like what's your lowest and what's your highest. I just like looking at range better than just a point, because if you look at point, then it just says, well, like 4 inches, like in, for example, like Danforth 7 inches. You can easily get less or more than that, so I like looking at range better. So if we go to Down East Maine and we go to our range, okay, Caribou, Presque Isle, Greenville, Maine, 4 to 6. But I want to focus on Down East Maine, because Down East Maine, for example, Bar Harbor up to Eastport, you will get the highest snowfall total, at least for the state of Maine. A good 8 to 12 inches. Some areas could pick up 13, but I do think 8 to 12. We should keep the totals to the lower double digits. Bangor, 6 to 8 inches. Okay, you are guaranteed a good 6 inches possibly. High end amounts. Okay, these are like the tippity top high amounts. Like basically, when you use the number you see here as of now, you will probably not get higher than this in this storm. So Bar Harbor 13, Matches 15, Eastport 13, Calais we're at 14, and Bangor we are at 11. But low end amount. You know, if you know me, I'm a snow lover, and like, well, why do you like looking at low end amounts? Because this is basically, I know I am guaranteed 100% this. I don't want to take it for granted, but basically I'm guaranteed this. So 6 inches potentially for Manchester and Eastport. Bar Harbor guaranteed about 4 inches, but most of this area, this coverage area in Maine is guaranteed a good 2 or 3 inches possibly. So good for you guys. Hope you're enjoying the snow up there. Next city we're going to go to, we're going to travel down to 95, and now we're going to hit Boston. Not literally, but we're going to go to Boston. And we're going to go into winter weather again, and I'm going to show you, as like Down East Maine, they're under a winter storm warning. Forgot to mention that. So we're going to go to probabilistic and range. This was updated at 321. So your total snowfall. Okay, Newburyport all the way down, so basically northern edge of Massachusetts, or northeastern Massachusetts, all the way down to central southern Rhode Island, a good 8 to 12 inches of snow. Okay, so there's probably a good chance an area in this little darker orange yellow color will probably hit double digits. That's a pretty good chance. And this usually happens with coastal storms. Okay, the Cape, because it's a coastal storm, the Cape is going to see excessively less snowfall actually. So take a place like Foxborough, okay, 8 to 12, right? You go not too far down to New Bedford, and you're already down to 4 to 6. Okay, not too much farther than that down to Oak Bluffs, an inch or two, and in Nantucket, nothing. Okay, maybe you'll get like at the very front edge of the storm, you could maybe start out with a little burst of ice, mix of snow, but you're gonna go right over the rain. If not, you'll probably be all rain. Chatham, Nantucket. Okay, Provincetown you'll still see 4 to 6, but not as much as inland. Okay, this is pretty typical for a coastal storm. So high-end amounts. Okay, there is a little section of a foot or more for high-end amounts, but most of this coverage area, your high-end amount is going to be 8 to 12 inches of snowfall. And your highest amount, Block Island, I believe that is Rhode Island's 4 inches, but highest possible, Nantucket, Chatham's an inch or two, and that's if that heavy shot of snow comes in before the storm. Low-end amounts, you're basically guaranteed 4 to 6 inches. central, southern Mass, northeastern Connecticut, as well as northern Rhode Island. Okay, accumulation is not much. Okay, other snow and ice information. The snow will be ending Monday for the Monday morning commute, if not right after the Monday morning commute. So, we have just looked at Boston. We are now going to look at New York City. Like Boston and down East Maine, New York City is under a winter storm warning. Okay, all of Long Island. A lot of pink there. I like the pink. It's a pretty color. So, this will cover, I believe, Long Island, Central Park, maybe even northeastern New Jersey. Yes, it will. Okay, let's go to probabilistic, and we're going to go to range. Okay, so, again, so southern Connecticut, not at the coast Connecticut, but like southern central Connecticut. Marianne, Haddam, Norwich. Your expected snowfall is about 8 to 12, okay? Like I said before, for the Boston area, there's probably a good chance in that orange color you will probably pick up 10 inches, so some double-digit amounts. There's a pretty good chance because 10 inches is right in the middle. But much of this area, much of this coverage area, northeastern New Jersey, like Newark, New Jersey, New York City, most of Long Island, most of southeastern New York, and most of western Connecticut, and the coast of Connecticut. Okay, we'll pick up a good 6 to 8 inches of snow. Some spots in there, if you get lucky, we'll see 9 or 10. But I think 6 to 8 will be the likely amount. And if you go north, away from the storm itself, and too close to the storm, okay, where those totals will be less, you gotta be right in that core. You go farther away from the core, where it be this direction or that direction, your totals are gonna drop off a little bit. High-end amounts, okay, not really gonna talk about much here. 8 to 12 inches is your highest amount possible, but basically you're guaranteed about 2 to 4 inches for the New York area. Okay, so that was New York. We're now going to look at the Philadelphia area. Nice and local for me. Alright, Philadelphia area. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of snow as well. Okay, kind of similar, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's kind of similar to the New York area. This was updated at 3/17. Probabilistic, I click on range, and you can see, at least for my area, where I am, good 4 to 7, okay, but good 6 to 8 inches northwest suburbs. Philadelphia and a lot of storms like that dividing line. You go north and west, a lot of these storms, you're going to get in those higher totals. You go south and east, you're only going to inch or 2 or 3. Okay, Atlantic City now, you might get a quick dusting. Same thing with Dover, but don't get too excited. Okay, same thing for Vineland and Chestertown. You might see an inch or 2, but it's going to quickly go over the rain. So, don't get too excited. So, if you want to go out and play in the snow, I mean, an inch or 2 is not much. But if you want to go play in the snow anyway, do it while it's still snowing. Okay, because it'll have that change the rain. Guaranteed. Where I am, I'm guaranteed a good inch or 2. Northwest suburbs are guaranteed a good 3 to 5. Okay, but South Jersey, most of central southern Delaware, not northern Delaware, okay, but central southern Delaware, and most of New Jersey only guaranteed either from nothing to maybe 2 inches of snowfall. And as for high-end amounts, 8 to 12 inches is the highest amount in the northwestern suburbs. Okay, so before I move on to my next slide, which is really neat, please stay tuned for it. I'm going to take you to the DC area, which I will probably not talk about at all, because DC will not really be getting anything. So if you go over to winter weather, okay, not much to talk about at all, but I will show you anyway. I'm not even going to really click on the picture. But you can kind of see maybe like 1 to 3 inches west of Washington, D.C., like Baltimore points west. Okay, not much in the way of snow there either. So, and I just learned what snow load means, so I'm going to tell you what that means in just a minute. But Winter Storm Severity Index, ever since I found this tool, I've been in love with it. Okay, not literally, but it's a very neat tool. So basically, I'm going to tell you what the graphic means, all these colors. So anywhere in this yellow shading, Philadelphia, Trenton, Wilmington, Delaware, New York, you're right back and forth. I think you're actually in minor, but we'll put you in a moderate for now. And so basically from eastern Connecticut down to extreme northeastern Maryland, you are in that area of moderate. Okay, so let's start with moderate. Okay, click on the picture, and voila, here's a general description. Okay, roughly equated to a National Weather Service warning. Again, much of the area of the Northeast and coastal New England's under winter storm warning. So there you go. Definite impacts to those little preparations. So if you're not prepared or very little prepared, like minimally prepared, okay, you will be definitely impacted. Perhaps a day or two of recovery time for snow or ice accumulation events. So there is the chance for a few school cancellations tomorrow on Monday. I'm not guaranteeing it. I think there's a pretty good chance of a 2-hour delay, but do not guarantee either a 2-hour delay or a cancellation, or if your school works differently, that's a different story. But snow amount, and so snow amount is basically the exact same thing. Okay, it's the exact same thing as this winter storm severity index. But if you're in that dark green, okay, which is much of this area, okay, dark green right here in that area of minor, okay, minor basically means this is roughly equated to an advisory. So if you're in the minor area, there's a pretty good chance that you are under a winter weather advisory, but you could be under a winter storm warning. Minor disruptions, but only the minor disruptions will probably come to those who are not prepared at all. If you are a little prepared, good for you. You might actually get through the storm, but really none to minimal recovery time is needed. And if you're in limited, small accumulation of snow or ice, little to no impacts, and nobody's in major or extreme, thank goodness. So snow load. Okay, so snow load is like the threat of like this, because it's going to be very wet, heavy snow. So this would be like the threat of snow accumulating very heavily and knocking down trees, power lines, and even some buildings as well. Maybe some roofs came in from the heavy snow. That greatest threat, and I know to some of my school friends who are watching this, okay, Northern Delaware, that is you, okay, between Philadelphia and Elkton, Maryland, right in this zone right here that's outlined in black, that is where you're going to have the greatest chance, or at least a minor threat, to see snow load. Basically means potentially snow knocking down those trees and power lines, causing power outages, or maybe some weaker roofs caving in possibly. Eastern Long Island, you have a minor threat, and way off the screen in Eastern Mass, you have a moderate threat, which is all the way up there if you can see that. And then you can see a little minor threat in Southern Rhode Island as well. Okay, flash freeze and blowing snow, very low threats, if any at all. Okay, other channel, okay, this is future radar. So you're going to have to refresh that. Sorry about that. So let's go to windy.com while we're waiting for that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you future radar, but basically if you live in like eastern Pennsylvania, okay, probably going to stay all snow. I-95 corridor could briefly change your rain, but then back to snow. If not, just staying pretty much ice. In coastal New England, you will be seeing a lot of snow as well. So in terms of new snowfall, okay, potentially a good 6-8 inches. Now this is the 12Z run, okay, so this is not like you're looking outside like, oh, I have 3 inches on the ground right now. Like the weather dude said, I'm gonna have another 6 to 8. No. Okay, this was released earlier today, like around 12 p.m. ish, 11 a.m. So basically, this is your storm total, because this is not like this is updated every minute. Okay, so storm totals 8 inches potentially. Where I am, maybe a good 6, 7. Okay, Long Island, most of Long Island, a good 5 to 8. Okay, I like the Euro model. This is the only website that provides Euro model for free, and it's snowfall information. But you see, most of Eastern Mass, 7.8. Go too far west, that was probably going to be a good 3 inches. And the coast of Connecticut, at least according to this model, could see a good 7 inches. Okay, GFS is acting like weird. I don't know why it's all loopy like this. Okay, but like this is saying like no additional snowfall. Okay, I do not agree with that whatsoever. This model I think is silly. NAM the model is slightly more reasonable. Okay, it's showing like another foot of snow potentially. Woof. I wish. But you see Eastern Pennsylvania, another 8 inches potentially. Okay, and then maybe 4 inches for Northern Maryland. Okay, so pivotal weather. Okay, I'm sorry the weather channel will not work. I am very sorry. But you can see at least for the RAP model. Okay, rap model, you do not, and no, I'm not talking about musical rap. But you can see this model I don't get used often. This is one of those models that only goes out 21 hours at the max. So this is one of those models that you use when the storm is basically right on top of you. So I'm going to show it now because I do not get to show it too often to you guys. Because usually I don't make videos too much when the storm is actually happening, but I'm going to try to do that more often. So you can see the snow comes in, and it comes in with a very heavy bands. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier in the video. Snowfall rates could get an inch an hour, or maybe perhaps an inch and a quarter, inch and a half, when at the height of the storm, which will come in a couple hours. You can see some nice sleet, maybe going over to a little rain. Okay, the RAP, the RAP model, it's calling for about a good 4, 5, 6 additional inches of snow, with some areas picking up potentially even another foot. So this is the GTPS model. This does not provide on chocolate tidbits. You have seen me use this model before. This will be my last model I'll be showing you for today. So you see, starting out of snow, and a very heavy snow, especially for southeastern Pennsylvania. Okay, very heavy snowfall, even some ice on the I-95 corridor, like I said. And again, this model's calling for a good 6 inches plus for the rest of the area. As for storm totals, thank you for watching this video for today. Thank you for watching my presentation and live coverage of Winter Storm Scott. As always, please subscribe, ring the bell notifications, never miss one of my videos again. Thank you for watching. I am the Weather Dude, signing off till next time.